Despite being released by the New England Patriots this morning, quarterback Tim Tebow will undoubtedly land on his feet, as per usual. However, it's Skip Bayless, Tim's biggest fan, that I worry about. Right about now, Stephen A. Smith is probably consoling his good buddy, Skip. Skip is heartbroken, and he really believed that he was going to make the Patriots team, as did a lot of us. The other day, when Tebow made the second to last cut and was still on the team, it's not unexpected that he would get a lot of playing time in a fourth preseason game where third string quarterbacks usually do play. He had an up and down game. He looked pretty good at times despite having a couple interceptions. He had a couple touchdown drives. He finished the preseason with like 91 rushing yards on only 16 carries. So all in all, he showed the old Tim Tebow fourth quarter level of raising his game, and you would think maybe they could have kept him on the roster. However, what it really came down to was a decision based on Rob Gronkowski. They were deciding whether to put Gronkowski on the PUP list, that's physically unable to play. That would restrict the Patriots from bringing back Gronkowski until after Week 6 or Week 6. They feel he might come back earlier, and that didn't leave room for Tebow. A lot of teams don't carry a third-string quarterback. If there's an emergency the week later, they'll bring up someone from the practice squad or sign somebody. If I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, I reconsider my position on Tebow. Football is a business first, and they need to sell seats in that stadium. Tebow is beloved down there. Chad Henne is certainly better than Blaine Gabbert, their first-string quarterback, so I look at it like they've only got one quarterback, and that's Henne. So why not bring in Tebow if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars? That's just my advice. A couple other notable quarterbacks were released today as well. Vince Young looked for all intents and purposes as if he was going to make the Packers. He looked great in the preseason games. Perfect backup for Aaron Rodgers. He's got that running ability, as does Rodgers, and he's got a good arm. However, it wasn't in the cards. He tweeted out this morning that he was released. And finally, Jimmy Clausen of the Carolina Panthers. People could see this coming probably for a couple of years. It didn't work out. When he was drafted, they ended up taking Cam Newton the very next year. Clausen definitely believes in himself. He came out of high school as a highly touted quarterback, went to Notre Dame. He didn't play great there. The Panthers took a chance on him, and when they drafted Cam Newton, Clausen wouldn't give up his number 2, and Newton had to take that number 1 jersey. I'm pretty sure Newton now will stick with the number 1, that it's part of his identity now. I think Clausen would be a good backup, though, for any team, as would Vince Young. Tim Tebow, like I said, should be a Jacksonville Jaguar, though their general manager earlier in the year pretty much shut the door on that possibility. He could always change his mind. Another little bit of NFL news involves the New York Jets. Mark Sanchez apparently may not be ready for Week 1, and that could be good because offensive coordinator Marty Mordenwig seems to prefer Geno Smith, and he really does work good with quarterbacks. Marty Mordenwig, was a big part of Andy Reid's success with backup quarterbacks and the grooming of quarterbacks. Michael Vick improved exponentially as a passer when he came to the Eagles. He never had a Marty Mordenwig down there in Atlanta. So we'll see what happens with Geno Smith. Will he by default be the starter for the New York Jets in Week 1? Will Jimmy Clausen or Vince Young land with anybody? And is Tim Tebow's NFL career over? I don't think so.